Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're going to be talking about evap system, um, typical codes, what they mean, how to test them, and um, how the vehicle detects the leak, what the components are of the evap system. One of the more common, usually you get two codes. The more common ones is a P0456, which is a small evap leak, and a P0455 is a large evap leak. So these are pretty much the most common evap leak codes that you'll get. So you have small leak and a large leak. Sometimes there'll be a very small leak, but large leak is usually, if it's a large leak, then there's actually a pretty evident leak, and it should be easy to find. So when testing evap leaks, you actually need to use a real smoke machine. This thing sucks. So by real smoke machine, I mean Harbor Freight has like a regular or generic smoke machine that just emits smoke, but there's no leak indicator. At the shop, every shop that I've ever been in, it's always been Hyundai shops. We have a snap-on tester. So the snap-on tester is a smoke machine, plus it has a leak indicator. So if you're dealing with a large evap leak, a regular smoke machine should be enough. If it's a big enough leak, that you'll be able to see smoke. But when you're dealing with small evap leaks, sometimes it gets pretty hard, even with a good smoke machine. Sometimes the smoke is so light that you can't see it. Sometimes it won't smoke at all. So the snap-on machine, so it has a leak indicator with the size of the leak here, and then in the center of it's like a little window, it has a ball. So the little ball is this evap leak size indicator, or it actually tells you if there's a leak. The ball is supposed to settle down to the bottom after a few minutes. You gotta give it some time for the smoke to fill up the fuel tank and all the lines, charcoal canister, and everything like that. If the ball goes all the way down, then you know for sure that the system is completely sealed. Now, if the ball is hovering on top of like if it doesn't make it down to the bottom, then you know for sure there's a leak. So then you will start looking for your smoke. So yeah, if you do have a small evap leak trouble code, more than likely you're going to need an actual evap system tester, not just a regular smoke machine that just pushes air into the system or smoke. So the evap system consists of your fuel tank, the back of the vehicle, filler neck, gas cap, filler neck, fuel tank, charcoal canister, so there's a line that vents the tank into the canister. So this is your charcoal canister, and then from the charcoal canister you have a line that goes to the engine, and that hooks up to the purge control valve, purge valve. Okay, so the charcoal canister from the tank to the canister to the purge valve, and then filler neck, you fill the tank, and then somewhere on the canister you're going to have a charcoal canister close valve. So we'll call it CCV. And then the final component on a vehicle's evap system is fuel tank pressure sensor. So the way that the evap system works is your purge valve, when commanded, the PCM has its specific test times. Usually it's cold start, where it tests the evap system. So your purge valve is hooked up to your intake manifold. I'm better than Bob Ross, huh? So your purge valve is hooked up to the intake manifold. Obviously with the engine running, the intake manifold is under vacuum. So then the purge valve starts to pulse and starts pulling vacuum. It starts to vacuum the whole fuel tank, filler neck, charcoal canister. And when that happens, also your CCV, your charcoal canister close valve, gets shut by the PCM. PCM closes CCV during the evap test. So your close valve is supposed to command shut, and then everything is supposed to be sealed. So now your purge valve is pulling vacuum on the complete fuel system or evaporative system. So once the fuel tank pressure sensor sees the desired vacuum, let's just say 20 inches of vacuum, so once the fuel tank pressure sensor sees that the tank has reached the desired vacuum pressure, then the purge valve is going to stop purging and shut off. So now you have the purge valve closed and your canister close valve closed. So the system is supposed to be 100% sealed. So if the fuel tank pressure sensor sees that the pressure is not holding, say it within 3 seconds it drops to 10 inches of vacuum. So now the PCM, so fuel tank pressure sensor, is communicating with the PCM and saying, hey, we started at 20 inches of vacuum and now we're at 10 within 3 seconds. So boom, now we know, now the computer knows that there is an evap leak. So hopefully this all makes sense to you guys. I'm not very good at drawing, but hopefully I explained it pretty good. So now the vehicle, the PCM knows that there is a evap leak. Fuel tank pressure sensor is the one that tells the computer if there's a leak or not. So now we know for sure the vehicle came in with a P0455 large leak. Vehicle came in with the P0455. We actually performed a evap leak test, and for sure we determined that our little ball on the tester is hovering and not on the bottom. So for sure we know that there's a leak. So now what we need to do is we need to unplug the purge control valve, and we're going to install our smoke. Our smoke line is going into the purge line that goes to the charcoal canister. smoke machine. Alright, so we unplug the purge valve, the line that goes to the back of the vehicle, not the one that goes to the manifold. So before we start testing the evap system with smoke, the next thing we need to do is we need to grab our scanner, go to our actuation test, and find the option to force the canister close valve, or CCV, closed. So we're going to actuate the charcoal canister close valve. So once you go ahead and actuate your canister close valve shut, now you can begin to pump smoke into your evap system. And then you're going to watch your ball, see if it drops. We know that it has a code and the ball has not dropped, so we do know that there is a leak. So the next thing to do is to start looking for signs of smoke anywhere around the fuel tank, charcoal canister, all the lines, filler neck, gas cap, everything that's related to the evap system. So let's say that you don't have a scan tool, so you can't actuate the close valve. You could always remove the close valve and plug that line with something. But the only problem with that is that you're not leaving the charcoal canister close valve in line, and that could have an issue as well if it's not fully closing, or if the close valve itself is leaking. So let's say that you did smoke it and you did have a scanner in the close valve, everything is completely sealed. There's three possibilities. It could be a issue with the fuel tank pressure sensor, intermittent problem with the close valve, or intermittent problem with the purge valve. So at that point, if it is a Hyundai, it's pretty common for the close valve to have a lot of issues, so I would start by replacing that. The purge valves, sometimes they do have issues. You could actually smoke it directly as well and see if it holds pressure. You don't want to pressurize a canister close valve because the spring is really weak, and it causes the plunger to get crooked. I have seen that in the past as well. I hope it makes sense to you guys.